Welcome back to another edition of Washington Demon Basketball here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics. It's another doubleheader and an out-of-conference one for Washington here tonight as the Demons are playing in a trophy game against the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. This is the Ann-C. Williams Agency of Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show. Been a while since I've stumbled over that word. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Jack Knowlton, and for fans of Zeph Walker-El, I have unfortunate news to report. He's under the weather tonight. Couldn't make it. He wasn't feeling too great, so we send Zeph our well wishes, and we will hopefully see him Friday when the Demons take on Fort Madison here at home. But I'll have a solo act for a little bit, but we will have a very special guest joining us later tonight on the broadcast. For some of you OG watchers of the Southeast Iowa Video Network, you will know his name and face and voice when he joins us, so stay tuned for that. Until then, you're stuck with me, but you're also stuck with some excellent basketball. First of all, in the girls' game, it's the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. This is a ranked team coming in to Washington High School to battle the Demons. The Golden Hawks, a little more about them. 12-5, 9-2 in the River Valley Conference. They are led by Coach Jenny Hobb. She is in her first season at Mid-Prairie, doing a very good job so far with the Golden Hawks. Hobbs, an alum of Mid-Prairie. She also played basketball at Iowa State. So this is a Mid-Prairie team that appears to be in good hands. They have 5 losses, as I mentioned. They are all 2 ranked teams. The common one between Mid-Prairie and Washington, Tipton, the Tigers. Both these teams have battled against Tipton. Washington, of course, a couple of weeks ago, lost by 8 to a ranked Tipton team. That was one of the Demons' better showings, at least better showings in a game that didn't end in a victory. Mid-Prairie lost by 2, so that puts this game in a little bit of perspective, but it will be a tough one tonight for Washington. Mid-Prairie is loaded with plenty of talent. They average just under 58 points per game. They are shooting just under 30% from 3, just under 40% from the field, but they do have some players who can absolutely score it. They have one returning all-conference player from last year, Brooklyn Schneider. She's a junior, averaging 10 points per game. But the star of the show in this one for Mid-Prairie will be number 33 in black, Morgan Bender. Started all 17 games. 14.6 points per game, that's the best on the team, and she is shooting a 34% clip from three-point range. She has a very smooth shot. I've been watching it a little bit as these two teams have warmed up. I mentioned our sponsor at the top of the broadcast, Farm Bureau Financial Services. They're also sponsoring this game. It's a trophy game tonight. There is a trophy for the boys and girls game that will go to the winner, Farm Bureau Financial Services, the Washington County Rivalry Trophy, as Mid-Prairie comes into town. Washington getting a little familiar with their last game. They beat Mount Pleasant 51-43 last time out. And of course, when we were here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, this Demon team beat Fairfield here at home. That was a very good performance for Washington. A little bit of an opposite showing in Mount Pleasant, but the Demons did get the win, and a much needed one in the SEC race, which now puts Washington up to 3rd. They're actually tied with Burlington, so the tiebreaker would go to the Greyhounds in that situation. But 5-3, still right there behind 6-2 Fort Madison, who they will play here on Friday. That would be a major, major conference win. And we talked a little bit about Morgan Bender. She will be in the front court, 5'10 forward for Mid-Prairie. They've got some height on them this year. Harper Page is 5'11. She comes off the bench for the Golden Hawks. They do have a 6'5 freshman, but she's played just 4 games this year in Stephanie Parks. Mid-Prairie, one of their other keys, very, very good at forcing turnovers. They average 16.8 steals a game. Not in their last time out, which was an 81-18 blowout against Wilton, but the game before that against Durant, a little bit more competitive. They forced 20 turnovers, had 15 steals in that game. So that will certainly be something to watch out for if you're Washington. This is a Demons team that has struggled a little bit in the turnover department. It has come down by about a turnover per game, but still up around 14. Adeline Long, Leighton Messenger, Okusabaski, the likes, or in the rest of the Demon lineup, rather, will have to make sure to keep track of the basketball, and it will be a battle on the boards. Demons' rebounding numbers have sort of stabilized, dropped a little bit in the middle portion of the season, but have kind of found their water again, especially on that offensive glass, of course. 12.10 boards. Mid-Prairie up at 15.5, so this is a team that can rebound. Last time Washington played a ranked team, it was Mediapolis. They lost 49-30. They're hoping to fare better tonight against a Mid-Prairie team that has won the last 5 matchups in this rivalry and 10 of the last 11, but the score last year only 55-53 in favor of the Golden Hawks. We'll see if Washington can replicate that result, but in their favor here tonight. We'll send it to a quick break. When you come back, we'll have the starting lineups and national anthem as Washington takes on Mid-Prairie. It's the Washington County rivalry here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Welcome to Washington High School and to our basketball game between the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks and your very own Washington Demons. The Iowa High School Athletic Association and Washington High School encourages positive sportsmanship and behavior at all times during our athletic events. Good sportsmanship starts with respect for yourself, your team, the opponent, and the decisions made by the officials. Please honor these athletes competing tonight by refraining from any negative comments. Together we can set the standard for good sportsmanship. Please join me in welcoming our officials for tonight, Mr. Jason Marlowe, Mr. Josh Ragar, and Mr. Steve Rooster. Starting lineup for Mid-Prairie. At guard, 5'9" senior, number 5, Caitlin Harlan. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 21, Jovi Evans. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 25, Brooklyn Schneider. 5'9" forward, sophomore, number 31, Tessa Bobby. And at forward, a 5'10" junior, number 33, Morgan Bender. Mid-Prairie is coached by Jenny Hobbs. And now for your Washington Demons. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 0, Addie Long. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 3, Leighton Messenger. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 5, Oakley Sabaski. At forward, a 5'11" senior, number 12, Addison Miller. And a 5'9" forward, sophomore, number 15, Vivian Kroll. At this time, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we pay honor to this great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Those were your starting lineups and national anthem. And we welcome you back into the Southeast Iowa Video Network for a shootout between Washington and Mid-Prairie. The Golden Hawks coming in as a ranked 3A team. And they enter against the Washington team that has won 2 straight, both against conference competition over Fairfield and Mount Pleasant. Your starting lineups, you heard them. We'll give them to you again, and you'll hear these names throughout the night. For Mid-Prairie, Caitlin Harland starts out there alongside Jovi Evans, Brooklyn Schneider, Tessa Bombi, and Morgan Bender. 14 points per game for Bender, their leading scorer. Washington, it's their usual starting 5. Adeline Long out there. She had 22 points in that win over Mount Pleasant in Washington's last game. Leighton Messenger, who had the green light the other night, 6 threes against Fairfield. She's out there. Oakley Saboski, Addison Miller, and Vivian Kroll make up the starting 5. And it's Mid-Prairie in the black and gold uniforms with the basketball first, and they flash inside. Shot up and no good. The miss by Bombi. The other way comes Messenger, third leading scorer on this Demon team. Has it in the corner. She had 2 from that right side beyond the three-point line last home game against Fairfield. Addison Miller tried to bounce that inside. Bombi was fighting for it. Some of these Mid-Prairie and Washington athletes will have some familiarity from their volleyball days earlier this fall. These 2 teams met up during the regular season. There are a lot of Mid-Prairie members of that volleyball team on this basketball team. The volleyball team, of course, reached the state tournament over in Coralville. Here's Adeline Long for Washington. Soboski's open. She's got it. Corner for Miller. Kroll was flashing. Instead, it's Messenger driving left. 2 on the shot clock. Kroll's got to get it up, and does. Vivian Kroll. A well-worked move there for Washington. And a nice dish inside. Quickly the other way. 3 no good. A rebound for Miller. That's Morgan Bender on the missed 3. She doesn't miss too many of those. Washington getting away with the stop. Long. The chicken wing, the refs say, going the other way. Jovi Evans draws the foul. It was a well-worked move by Washington on their last possession. Didn't panic. Got the look they were going for. Turnovers are not something they can afford here tonight. Mid-Prairie has made teams pay off of turnovers. Washington, man-to-man look on defense. Here's Schneider, stops, gives it to Bender. Elbow jumper, no good. Got another open look, but couldn't connect. Messenger comes the other way, nearly had it poked away. Will go all the way to the rim, floats it up, no good. Wanted the call, instead it's Mid-Prairie with the run out. This team wants to go fast, and 2 points for Tessa Bombi. Bombi, 7.5 points per game. And a 10-second violation is called on Washington. So they didn't get it across half court quick enough. That felt like it came pretty fast. Mid-Prairie wasn't running much of a press, but another turnover. And those certainly cannot happen if you're Coach Colin Mulford, who's also in his first season here at Washington. He got a battle of 2 first-year head coaches for basketball. Here's a steal by Leighton Messenger. Got a free pass to the hoop, but Bender's chasing and gets the block. Bender with the rejection, and now a foul is going to get called. I believe that'll go on Harlan. Jovi Evans was also over there. It will go on Harlan. That's a good effort by Bender to get back there. And a good steal by Messenger. So Washington will have the basketball. 2-2 game. 2 minutes to play. Colin Mulford has emphasized the fast starts for this Demon team, but I think he'll take limiting Mid-Prairie from having a similar quick start, even if it means Washington doesn't get on the board a ton, but there's another turnover. That's 3 quick ones here in this first. A little press on here for Washington. Jovi Evans will go quick. It's a Mid-Prairie team that can score it. She goes all the way to the rim. That's an easy two. Not much resistance for Evans on the drive. Messenger breaks the press, gets it to Kroll. Stopped. Almost had a look to Miller. Instead gets it back. Gets pumped. No call either direction. And saved by Bombi. And it'll be another Washington turnover in the end. Here's Harland, only 1.5 points per game for her, not the scoring threat of this starting lineup. No subs yet for either team. Pass inside. Another good look for Bender, doesn't go down. The first subs of the game will look like they're coming in for Mid-Prairie. It's a trio of them. Messenger gets 2 screens from Long and Addison Miller. Now has to get herself out of trouble, finds Kroll. Kicks to Saboski, thought about it. Addison Miller, Messenger again, 10 on the shot clock. Good defense by Mid-Prairie and the steal. Evans comes the other way. Miller gives chase, Evans lays it in. And that's gonna trigger a timeout for Mulford. And it's now a 6-2 start for the Golden Hawks. Jovi Evans, number 21 in black, with 4 of those points. I mentioned Mid-Prairie's ability to get turnovers. They do commit 17 a game, so they can sometimes be careless with the basketball, but Washington not off to the best start in that department. But if you're the Demons on defense, you've had Mid-Prairie's leading scorer, Morgan Bender, 14.6 points per game. She's had 3 pretty decent looks at the rim, 1 from deep, 1 from the elbow, and that layup, and none of them have gone down. So you've kept her at 0, but Jovi Evans has had 2 of the easier points she'll probably score in her career based on, or just on those turnovers. No subs for Washington. We get play back underway. Georgia Evans is into the game. So you've got the 2 Evans sisters out there right now for Mid-Prairie. Jovi, a senior, Georgia, a sophomore. Harper Pecha came into the game as well. Saboski in the corner. Messenger, and another good defensive possession, nearly a steal for Mid-Prairie. Miller gets fouled. That one will go on Miley Hirschberger, who was the 3rd substitute for the Golden Hawks. And that'll trigger the first 2 subs of the game for Washington. Reagan Miller and Sarah Berto coming in. And another sub, and actually it's Bombi returning to the game. She's going to take Jovi Evans out. Ball on the baseline for Washington. Reagan Miller needs to find someone, running out of time, and 5 seconds. That's a 10-second call in the backcourt, now a 5-second call on the baseline for these Demons. And Mulford backs off the press. They're just going to play half court, try and limit Mid-Prairie that way without Morgan Bender on the court. Ashlyn Long is about to check in for Washington. And a wayward pass. There's a Mid-Prairie turnover. So a bit of a slow start for both teams by Mid-Prairie standards. 6 points through 4 minutes is not going to cut it for Coach Jenny Hobbs. Long will bring it against the Golden Hawks. Half-court pressure. Uses a high screen from Miller, but hasn't been able to have any driving lanes. Now steps in and gets a 3 blocked. The rebound, though, by Reagan Miller. Long will try another deep one. No good. Pecha grabs that defensive rebound. The Golden Hawks can bring it the other way. Boy, if they can get Long going from that distance, that's maybe Washington's best course of offense right now. Have not been able to penetrate inside very easily. Georgia Evans. The kick out, driving in is Bombi and into a few defenders. It ends up in the hands of Hirschberger, who takes the short corner jumper and missed it. A bit of a lucky break there for Miley, the junior, but couldn't get the shot to fall. 2.5 points per game on the year for her off the bench. Here's Miller, who is the 2nd leading scorer for this Demons team this year as a sub. Has lit it up from 3 in some games. She drives inside this time, has it blocked. Bombi was all over that one. She's trying to get the run out as well, and does.
Basket by Bombi.
2 more for Tessa Bombi. So all 8 Mid-Prairie points have come by way of Bombi or Jovi Evans. Washington breaks the press easily, though, and Sarah Berto on the board for Washington. Georgia Evans, top of the key. Bombi dishes it inside to Pecha. Spins on Berto. Nice layup for Harper Pecha. That was a confident turnaround shot. 10-4 with a minute and 30 to play in this first quarter. Reagan Miller. Messenger top of the key, guarded by Caitlin Harland. Ashlyn Long gives it up to Adeline. She is guarded tightly. Hirschberger's on her. She drives around Hirschberger, throws it up, and an offensive foul is called. Bombi draws the charge. Boy, Bombi has been active inside. Couple of blocks, and now a charge call in this first. It's going to trigger a few substitutions for both teams. We'll sort it out as we go. Adeline Long is going to take a break for Washington, though. Oakley Sabaski's in for her. So you've got Ashton Long, Reagan Miller, and Berto, 3 substitutes out there with Sabaski and Leighton Messenger. Give and go, Jovi Evans lost it, but at last touched off Messenger. Slow burn to this first quarter. These are 2 teams that like to run whenever they can. Buzzer sounded, but nothing doing from the refs. 3 too strong on the way from Schneider. Messenger needs help. Throws it over to Ashton Long. They got to get it across half court. Long does. Messenger finds Berto wide open under the basket for 2. Sarah Berto, a nice boost off the bench for Washington in this first quarter. She's got 4. Brooklyn Schneider. The other way come the Golden Hawks. Schneider again, circles around Berto, kicks it out. The 3 on the way for Bender. That drops. She wasn't going to stay quiet for long. That's her first bucket of the night. Washington, if they can break this Mid-Prairie press, can hold for the last shot of this first quarter. 15, and Reagan Miller gets fouled. That'll go on Bender. Not an unimportant foul. Is her first of the game, but probably good if you're Colin Mulford and co to get her in the books. She's going to have to come out for the last defensive possession. Ashton Long's at the top of the key. Adeline's still on the bench. She getting looked at a little bit by the trainer. Long circles, has a free layup. 2 for Ashlyn Long.
Nice take.
Confident take by the Demon. A quick shot the other way is no good. And that will bring it into this first quarter. So Washington, a nice last possession, but it is the Golden Hawks in the lead after 1. We'll see how Washington can turn it around in the second quarter. We'll send it to a quick break. Be back on the Southeast Iowa Video Network in just a moment.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you. Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers.
Back here for the start of the second quarter between Washington and Mid-Prairie. It's the Golden Hawks with a 13-8 lead. Mid-Prairie has dominated the history of this rivalry over the last few years, save for a Washington 4-point win in 2020. Mid-Prairie leads this series 12-10 overall, which sounds pretty close, but they've won 10 of the last 11. That's dating back to 2006. course, the games go back further than that, but that's the recent history we have. Here's another run out off a rebound, and Jovi Evans gets another easy layup. The Golden Hawks are feasting in transition. All 6 of her points for Jovi have come in those transition formats. Ashlyn Long, she circles, throws up a layup, and one! Ashlyn Long, how about it? Impact sub.
Kroll and Miller check back into the game for the Demons.
Vivian Kroll and Addison Miller are back into the game.
Evans back in for Mid-Prairie.
Jovi Evans is back in, or excuse me, Georgia Evans, rather. She's out there with Jovi on the far side of the lane. The free throw for Ashlyn Long rolls in and out. Jovi Evans grabs the rebound. Georgia Evans coming quickly the other way, and a quick trigger 3. Drops home, high arcing shot from Brooklyn Schneider. And the 2025 All River Valley second teamer is on the board with her first bucket. And going the other way, another turnover by the Demons. Jovi Evans running the point. Inside spinning is Bombi, guarded by Reagan Miller. Jovi gives it over to Schneider and gets it back. Guarded by Kroll, way outside, drives around Kroll, throws up the layup, too short. Ashlyn Long fighting for the rebound with Georgia Evans, and a foul is gonna get called on Long. 2 decent rebounders for this Mid-Prairie team, both of the Evanses. Georgia's 3.8, Jovi's around 5, as well as 10 points. She had 24 in that win over Durant 2 games ago for Mid-Prairie. They won 81-18 over Wilton, so I figured those stats weren't quite as useful in a more competitive game against Washington. So we're going back 2 games for the Mid-Prairie statistics. Jovi drives a right around Miller, but smoked the layup and fouls Miller coming over the top.
Fouls on Jovi Evans, her first. Foul number 2.
So coming the other way is Ashlyn Long. Gets a high screen from Kroll. Ashlyn Long's had a nice game. Trying to be careful against these pesky Mid-Prairie perimeter defenders. Reagan Miller's stuck now by the block. Needs some help. Loose. Bombi grabs it and draws a jump ball. That'll keep possession with Washington, but the hustle from Tessa Bombi. Remember, Washington had a 5-second call on an inbound play in the first quarter. Messenger triggers that time to Long. She drives right around Bender, drops it for Addison Miller. Reagan Miller now fires from 3. Good! Reagan Miller. That's a big 3 for Washington and for the sophomore. Inside quickly, Mid-Prairie the other way, and a turnover. Bombi tried the wraparound pass to Georgia Evans. Messenger has it deflected and stolen. Georgia Evans, layup is good.
Basket by Evans.
Jovi to Georgia on the J. Messenger steps into a shot. No, in and out. And Mid-Prairie can expand the lead. They're up by 7. Inside, Bombi spins around Miller. Easy layup for Tessa. In the lead up to 9. Bombi's got 6, so does Jovi Evans. Reagan Miller catches it on the right side, try to fire it into Kroll, who has to race back and get it outside of the arc. Jovi nearly jumped that pass. Instead, it allows Messenger to step into a 3, too strong. The rebound and a quick outlet pass is cut off. Bender was running out, trying to cherry pick that one a little bit, but couldn't get the pass to her. Vivian Kroll is wide open down low. Instead, it's Miller from the corner. No good. And it bounces off of Kroll. No, hit a Golden Hawk last. Vivian Kroll advocated for it. And it was a good call in the end. Adeline Long is going to check in. She was on the bench for a while for Washington, kind of getting checked out by the trainer. She's back into the game now, as is Oakley Sabaski and Sarah Berto. Kroll, Messenger, and Addison Miller taking a break. Long to Sabaski. Inside, the kick out. Ashlyn Long, good on the three! So Ashlyn Long having a heck of a game. Quickly the other way. Georgia Evans gets the basket. But Ashlyn Long, 7 points for her. Bounces it out now to Reagan Miller. The lead is 24-16 in favor of Mid-Prairie. Washington trying to kind of match the Golden Hawks and limit the turnovers. Sabaski needs an outlet. Just gets it to Long with 10 on the shot clock. Long isolating against Evans. Gets a screen from Berto with 7. Long to Miller. Open jumper. No good. Berto's there for the O board. Sabaski. Long was open for a second. Evans comes running out to her. Gets around her and fires a wild two-pointer. Was moving a little bit as she shot it. Fresh 24 though. Nice pass to Long inside. Sabaski uses her dribble, gets to the left hand, and that'll trigger a timeout for Mid-Prairie. Oakley Sabaski on the board with 2. And it's a full timeout. We'll send it to a quick break. Come back on the other side. You're watching Washington basketball on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. So the lead is 24-18 in favor of Mid-Prairie. With 3:30 to play in this second quarter. Mid-Prairie just called a timeout. Washington is stabilized in this second quarter, gotten a huge boost off the bench from Ashlyn Long, who's got 6 points for the Demons.
Fouls on Oakley Sabaski, her first.
Or excuse me, 7 points for Long as Oakley Sabaski gets hit with the foul. Mid-Prairie the other way. Jovi Evans in the corner. Got doubled, got out of there. Got it to Pecha. Nice dish from Harper Pecha. The layup no good by Hirschberger, and a foul on the baseline. Boy, Mid-Prairie's had a few of those tonight, where a couple of point-blank layups that, frankly, were created off of good passes that just weren't able to get put in. Instead, it's Washington the other way. Adeline Long, no points yet tonight for the Demons senior. There's 2. Must have heard me. Maybe super producer Peters pumped this into the PA system and I couldn't hear it, but Long wasn't going to stay with a goose egg on the scoreboard for too long, averaging 14.5 points per game this season. Washington's got this thing within 4 and nearly got a turnover. Boy, the Demons have done a good job cutting off, or at least providing a player to wall up against those passes into the paint. But now Morgan Bender's going to come back in. Jovi Evans will take a break, though. Olivia Schwartzentruber's also in for the Golden Hawks. Pass inside, deflected by Ashlyn Long. Here is Schwartzentruber at the top of the key. Gives it over, and stepping into a 3 is Schneider. High arcing shot, no good. She's open for another one, though. 2 for $1. Yes.
Schneider for 3.
Schneider up to 6 quick points. Ashlyn Long drives inside. That kick out. Miller thought about A deep three, had it for a second. Instead gives it to Berto. Couldn't quite find her footing under the hoop. And a carry will go against Schneider. A double dribble, excuse me. Tomato, really. But I guess if John Woodward were listening, he might appreciate discerning the difference. They're both a turnover. Long's got it. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. This is a good fight from Washington, who've never felt out of a game, save for that 30-point loss to Keokuk this year, which came on the road. There's another double dribble. So returning the favor is Ashlyn Long. And turnovers have really been the story of the game for both of these teams. For Mid-Prairie, some of these missed layups when they've gotten that paint touch. They've had decent looks, haven't been able to connect. Here's Schneider to Bender, quickly inside and quickly deflected back out. Again, Berto gets a hand on it, but this time came across the body of Morgan Bender, or Tessa Bombi, excuse me, and will get called for a foul. And Jovi Evans will come back in for Georgia Evans. Schwartzentruber, a nice move to get open and gets the 2 points. Just juked along that time to get open on right near the baseline for an easy entry pass. Long tried a quick two. Berto's there for the board and got fouled on the floor. Nice effort there from Sarah Berto to go and grab the rebound.
That was on Schwartzentruber, her first.
That'll go against the scorer of the last basket, Olivia Schwartzentruber. Long, or Ashlyn, throws it to Adeline. The kick out. Driving is Saboski. Got it out to Ashlyn Long. As we approach a minute to go and a turnover by Washington. Adeline was moving in position, but Long just overthrew the pass slightly. The lead is 9 for Mid-Prairie. Feels like a big possession coming up here. Big final minute for both these two teams. If Washington can maybe make this a 2 or even a 1 possession game if they're lucky into halftime, Mid-Prairie can try and expand the lead. Schwartzentruber to Jovi Evans. Schneider, she's going to try it. That's good. Brooklyn Schneider, her third 3 of this first half. That's a big one for the visiting Golden Hawks. Ashlyn Long. Saboski. Stops, has to find a teammate, has it deflected, gets it back. But it's being chased by Schwartzentruber. Got it into Ashlyn Long, who drives, tried to find Berto, but it's turned over, but lost it. Ashlyn Long got a hand to the basketball, and Adeline Long got bumped by Jovi Evans and will go to the free throw line. So good break there for Washington. And Adeline Long can make this a 10-point game with a pair. Leighton Messenger is at the scorer's table, as is Georgia Evans. First free throw drops for Adeline. 67% free throw shooter on the year. Schwartzentruber will take a break. She did just pick up her second foul. Second free throw in and out. Sarah Berto's there again. Boy, Berto has been vital on the O boards. Reagan Miller, that might be too open. No good. Georgia Evans gets it with 7. Mid-Prairie can get up another final shot here. Here is Jovi, drives inside, throws it up. No good, nearly off the window and in. But it will stay 32-21. So Mid-Prairie gets this thing to 11 by halftime. Washington looking to regroup at the break. We'll send it to a quick break. Come back, we'll have the halftime show presented by Fairway Food Stores here on the other side.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you. Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
Your adventure starts here. Caparotto Group Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Caparotto Group. See yourself the Capra experience.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Welcome back, folks, to the Southeast Iowa Video Network, where we have an 11-point lead for the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks here at the home of the Washington Demons. This is the Fairway Meat and Grocery halftime show. My name is Jack Knowlton. Still solo for now. I promise the guest is coming up. I'm going to move my water bottle out of the way of our lovely broadcast. Our super producer, Peter, doesn't like when it's in the camera shot. Anyway, let's recap this first half between the Demons and the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. Mid-Prairie was able to expand their lead in the later portions of that first half. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. Washington, to their credit, has done a very good job against the Golden Hawks leading scorer Morgan Bender. She has just 2 points. It has been Jovi Evans and then Brooklyn Schneider, who made 3 threes in that first half, who have really ballooned the lead. Jovi Evans has 6, and she's gotten all of those in transition. This is a Mid-Prairie team that, when they've gotten defensive rebounds, they have had someone sprinting. There was one pass that was intended for Bender. It got intercepted by Adeline Long, but Bender was just wide open, kind of cherry picking, already halfway down the court by the time the ball came off the rim. So Mid-Prairie is trying to run, and they are doing some damage off of some Washington giveaways. The Demons, on the other hand, forcing a few turnovers. They've kept the ball out of the paint decently well. They have players kind of flashing down when Mid-Prairie goes inside. The Golden Hawks haven't helped themselves with some at-rim misses, but they have done enough offensively. Like I mentioned, Schneider has 9. Evans has 6, Tessa Bombi has 6, Georgia Evans has 4, Harper Pecha, and then Morgan Bender each have 2. For Washington, maybe a little bit of an unlikely source to lead your team in scoring at halftime. It's Ashlyn Long, 7 points. Adeline Long had a little bit of an extended stint on the bench. I saw her kind of getting looked at by the trainer over there, but Ashlyn Long, her younger sister, stepped up in her absence, had an and one, wasn't able to convert the free throw, but has made a 3 and a couple of nice 2-point shots in this game, and has been very, very impressive, as has Sarah Berto, who's been very active on the offensive glass as a Mid-Prairie team. Of course, they like to run out, but they have players who need to get those rebounds in order to accomplish running out off of those misses. And Sarah Berto, particularly on the offensive end for Washington, has done a decent job. She also has 4 points and has done well in the scoring department, gotten open. Washington has been willing to attack the lane. We saw in that Fairfield game when the threes were falling early, Washington kind of falling into a little bit of a lull, falling in love with the 3. Obviously, when you see it go in that much, you're going to want to keep shooting more of them, but we saw that really limit them in the third quarter. This time around, feels like they're taking some better timed 3-pointers and are choosing their driving lanes fairly wisely, especially knowing that Mid-Prairie is playing with some very active hands, trying to get their hands on the basketball at all times. They're defending Adeline Long very tightly outside the arc. That has limited her to just 3 points in this one. Oakley Saboski has 2. Vivian Kroll has 2. I mentioned Berto has 4. And Ashlyn Long has 7. No points yet for Leighton Messenger. She had 7 and 9 rebounds against Mount Pleasant. And of course, that huge outing, 19 points, 6 made threes here against Fairfield. But this is a different type of team here, Mid-Prairie, which is no knock on Fairfield, but the Golden Hawks, quite literally one of the best teams in 3A. They are ranked number 13 in that region, or in this class rather, for a reason. Washington going to need a surge coming out of the halftime break. We'll see if they can find it. We'll see how impactful Adam Long is, if any injury things come up, but did play, of course, came back in the game in that second quarter, so she will have to be impactful. The rest of her team will have to be impactful. We'll see how Ashlyn Long can keep going on after a nice first half from her. That'll do it for the Fairway Meat and Grocery halftime show. We will send it to a quick break. Come back with the third quarter here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway is the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Back here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, where we are just about to get the third quarter underway between the Washington Demons and Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. It's a trophy game. What a pleasant surprise that was, walking into the building and seeing the two basketball trophies, sponsored by our fair sponsor, Farm Bureau Financial Services. So both games will be playing for a trophy tonight. They're sitting near the scorer's table. They have both teams' logos. It's the Washington County rivalry. I feel like we might need to come up with a more creative nickname as this goes, but it's Mid-Prairie winning it on the girls' side. Don't forget, of course, on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, as we've got a turnover off the bat. Nice defense there by Adeline Long, who kind of sped up Brooklyn Schneider, and she couldn't get the basketball. So Washington will basically start the second half on offense. That's, I think, in football, maybe, I don't know, I was going to liken it to a field position thing, but anytime you can eliminate possessions from the other team, that is huge in this sport. But as I was saying, don't forget, stick around here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. We'll have the boys' game coming up between Mid-Prairie and Washington. That should be a real good matchup. Two pretty evenly matched teams have gotten some big wins in their respective seasons. Soboski drives to the free throw line. What can Washington do with their extra possession? Can Messenger get going? Or maybe Adeline Long, who fires a three. No good. Still just three for Adeline Long, and Mid-Prairie's running. Jovi Evans to Morgan Bender. Or excuse me, Tessa Bombi, so that's two more for Tessa. Washington trying to use their own speed a little bit. Can't that time. Mid-Prairie trying to run out again. There was that transition offense right away. Almost two more for Bombi. Couldn't collect herself on the layup. Long. Soboski, she'll try a deep three. No good. And no one there for the old board. It'll bounce out of bounds to the Golden Hawks. Caitlin Harland will bring the ball up. So it's the starting lineup for both teams. Harland has been quiet, hasn't scored tonight. She, again, is not the primary option. Started every game, but averaging just 1 point, about 2.5 rebounds. There's a turnover. Misconnection there by Bender and Jovi Evans. Long comes the other way, drives inside. The Euro step, hit the ground hard. And couldn't get the layup to drop. No foul call either. Mid-Prairie's got numbers here. 3-on-2 break. Evans to Bombi, and the foul. Efficient transition offense for Mid-Prairie. That is just so tough to defend, especially when you have a player hitting the deck on the other end. You're already down numbers. Mid-Prairie knows it. They run on teams. So Bombi now enters double figures with 10 points. Make that 11 after the freebie. So 11 for Bombi, and it's a 37-21 lead. Washington in need of a good possession. Kroll's open in the middle. Gets it, spins, takes the layup, hits the deck this time, and another run out for Mid-Prairie. Bombi's there. Bombi to Harland. The layup drops. So there is Caitlin Harland, and that's going to trigger a quick timeout for Washington.
It's a full one, folks.
And so Harland, the 2-point basket with a full timeout. We'll send it to a break. Come back on the other side with the Demons down 39-21. Demons trail 39-21 against Mid-Prairie, coming out of the full timeout called by Colin Mulford. Washington is in need of a big possession bad. Mid-Prairie has feasted in transition here tonight. And to start the second half, they've played very, very tight defense outside of the arc as well. Soboski. Reagan Miller's going to check in. Messenger gets inside, kicks to Soboski. She drives and spins, takes a layup, and can't get it to go, but got fouled. Nice move there by Oakley Soboski. She'll go to the free throw line. Around 3 points a game for Oakley, she's had some big-time outings at times this year. Of course, Colin Mulford always encouraging his players to take their driving lanes, not be afraid to shoot threes. We've heard that a lot with Reagan Miller, who's into the game, as well as Sarah Berto. Kroll and Addison Miller will take a seat. Soboski, the second free throw. Berto, the offensive rebound. 2 more for Sarah Berto. 6 points for her. Has been a sound presence inside the paint tonight. Bender, the quick layup, no good. The O board, and 1 for Bombi. Right place, right time on the missed layup.
For the and 1.
And if you're Washington, you almost would have taken the Bender layup at that point. Now Bombi can go for 3.
Miller into the game for the Demons.
So Bombi will try to convert the free throw. She does just that. She's up to 14, and the lead goes back up to 18 for the Demons. Or for the Golden Hawks, rather. The deficit at 18 for Washington. Messenger, corner 3. No good. It's the top of the backboard. Bounce back toward the rim. We haven't seen any of those yet this year. We got the shot clock obviously up there. If it hits that, it's out of play, but you can sometimes see it happen. One time in youth basketball, I banked in a 3 from the corner. I shot it so badly, it still went in. Shout out to the announcer who said that once. Here's Jovi Evans. Guarded tightly, kicks it out. Schneider, the floater, no good. Reagan Miller, the rebound. Feels like Schneider's had a quiet night, but she's got 9 points. They've all been from 3, so they've been loud buckets when they've gone in, and she's got a steal here. Active hands and a foul by Miller, probably a smart one, as it would have been a 2-on-1 break for the Golden Hawks.
Addison Miller first. That's team foul number 3.
Instead, it's team foul number 3 and the first of the game for Miller. No foul trouble yet for either team. Washington would love to get into the bonus early in this third, or as quick as they can. 3 in the corner. Bender is off the mark on that one, and a jump ball. Good hustle by Washington, but it'll stay with Mid-Prairie. And Heartland will trigger the inbound. She'll get it to Bender. Just 3 points tonight, but it has been her supporting cast, including Tessa Bombi, but she couldn't get that layup to go. And another jump ball. That'll keep possession with Washington, but Bombi flipping the arrow for the Golden Hawks. Messenger will come out. Ashton Long will come back in. See if she can get the hot hand again. See, almost a bit of a half-court press, just an extended 2-3 zone. Look, and now they drop into man-to-man. Long draws the foul. Bombi went down hard.
Long go to the line, shooting 2.
Gets back up to her feet.
Second, team foul number 2.
Long has had some hard drives tonight. That's the second or third spill she's taken. Now we'll go to the line for a pair of free throws and gets the first.
Hirschberger checks back into the game for the Golden Hawks.
That'll bring in Hirschberger. Bombi's gonna maybe take a visit to the trainer at the end of the bench, or at least take a break. The second rolls in, gets the home bounce for Adeline Long. Washington needs to string together a few stops here. Halfway through this third, and that's too easy. Another missed layup, though, but they put back good for Bender. 44-26, the lead back to 18 for Mid-Prairie. Long driving on Evans, stops, throws the layup up, and it's good. Adeline Long getting going a little bit. She's up to 7 points. Trapped by Washington. And they maybe get it within 10 before this fourth. Have to slow Mid-Prairie down, though. Bender, no good. Strong rebound by Miller, who hits the deck. Harland was in there trying to win the jump ball. Instead gets called for a foul. It'll be team foul number 3. So quickly tying things up in the foul department, Mid-Prairie. Maybe worthwhile. We've got a phone flying in the stands. Is the screen cracked? I can't get a good view. Hopefully not. Long takes it across the timeline for Washington. 3 minutes to play. Long's found her groove a little bit here. Sobaski, another open 3 for her. In and out. Berto flies in, but Evans snatches the rebound first. And gets it to Georgia. Back to Jovi. Quickly into the corner. The pump fake and drive by Hirschberger. Finds Pecho, the block by Long. Nice hustle on the help defense by Adelin. Don't see a ton of blocks from this Washington team. They do have size, which mostly serves them on the rebounding department. 1.7 a game. Mid-Prairie averages around 3. Schneider. Georgia Evans drives around Ashlyn Long. The layup, no good. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Georgia on the ground. She's called for a travel. Not sure where it came in. There were a sea of bodies down there. Couldn't see anything myself. But we'll go the other way. Adelin Long brings it across. 2 minutes to go, or 2:15 to go. Shouldn't wish time away. Long the screen from Kroll. Drives right, the layup, swatted out of bounds. That'll bring Reagan Miller back into the game. She'll replace Ashlyn Long. We fought well, but it has grown into a physical game in this third. Bender's gonna check in for Mid-Prairie. Long hooks the layup, too strong, couldn't get it cleanly off the window. Messenger deflects it out of bounds. Washington's provided some good pressure off of some misses, even when Mid-Prairie's gotten the rebound. As Bender comes in. Pecha will take a break. Some high ball pressure for Washington. Evans runs right into Long, but gets the pass off. Brooklyn Schneider back to Jovi. Drives inside. No foul call, out of bounds off of Washington. Driving that time was Brooklyn Schneider. She's got 9, just below her season average. She's the leading scorer among the players out there on the floor right now for the Golden Hawks. Adelin Long has got a quick 7 for Washington. Layup no good, but a foul on the floor. Mid-Prairie is scrapping for some more boards. That is preventing Washington from getting some runouts here in this third quarter to try and cut into this deficit. Good cut from Jovi, or Georgia Evans rather. Loose ball, collected by Long. Gets it across to Kroll, who will find Reagan Miller. Golden Hawks pressing off of misses again. They did that a lot in the first half. Sobaski, left side. Messenger. Reagan Miller drives, stops, kicks to Long, a deep 3, no good. But Messenger's there and had it swatted away. Loose ball and a jump ball. That'll give it back to Mid-Prairie.
Bobby's back in the game for the Golden Hawks.
Tessa Bombi, the game's leading scorer, will come back in. Only player in double figures so far. Minute to go in the third quarter. Washington trailing Mid-Prairie. They've walled up a little bit on defense. Mid-Prairie's gotten some offensive boards and prevented Washington from cashing some of that into points. Can Reagan Miller change that? Comes all the way, and an offensive foul. That's going to go against Miller. I think it was Schneider who drew it. And that is the 5th on Washington. So that'll put Mid-Prairie in the bonus for the final 40-plus seconds left in this game. Bombi in the corner. Jovi spins, finds a wide open Georgia Evans, 4-2. That is efficient Mid-Prairie offense at its finest, and the lead is back to 18. Long, quickly the other way, lost it on the way up, no call. They'll stay with Washington on the baseline. There have been some physical drives from both teams. The refs haven't called a ton on those. Roll, flashes inside, instead it goes to Long, who just fires a three. That's good. That's a huge one for Washington to end this quarter. Mid-Prairie can hold for the final shot, and the Demons get another energy-boosting stop. Evans with 8. Bombi with 5. Bombi back to Evans with 3 in the corner. She steps back and fires. No good, in and out. Nearly goes for Jovi. So a big 3 for Washington, but it is still a big lead for Mid-Prairie. We'll send it to a break. We come back, we'll have the fourth quarter and that special guest I so promised at the beginning of this game. Stay tuned. Washington trails Mid-Prairie here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kielder my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
Back here for some Demon girls basketball. It's Joel Keller with you here for this fourth quarter. 15-point game, and it's good to be back here in Washington. Got a fun one so far. Demons trying to make a huge comeback here. They finished off on a little run there, especially with an Addie Long 3 and a defensive stop on the other end. But here we go. Saboski out. On the wing, the messenger. Back to Saboski. Saboski drives inside, spins, but drags her foot a little bit. There's the travel call. So the time where the Demons needed to get a bucket will go the other way. Here comes Mid-Prairie. Out onto the wing, it's Evans. Out inside. Now driving to the left, out in the corner. Bucket. Knocked down. Morgan Bender. The big 3. And that's how Mid-Prairie can put away this ball game, is if they keep getting those full possessions, and a three-pointer there really does a lot of work. Messenger to Addie Long. Big time 3 there off the back. She is not getting close to that three-point line at all. She's comfortable from way downtown. Now in the corner. Up on Bay for 3. Knocks it down. Mid-Prairie looking to shut the door on the Demons. That's 10 for Bombay there. Long outside, Reagan Miller. Bucket on the feed from Addie Long. It's her first points of the ball game here. Coming in the fourth quarter, 52-34. The outside again, there's Bender. This time no good, Demons get a stop. Tossed up into Miller's hands and fouled on her way up. She'll get 2 free ones there at the line. Seen the Demons so far this half be aggressive, driving inside, attacking the rim, and there's been a lot of contact down there. This time it gets called. First one up and good for Reagan Miller.
She will have another.
Bosky and Messenger will come out of the game here. As Miller's second one misses off the back iron, rebounded by Mid-Prairie. That's Harlan taking it up the court. Gets trapped, but tosses it into the corner. The corner three, nothing but net. Brooklyn Schneider, welcome to the party. That's her fourth three of the day. And yet another one here in this fourth quarter as Mid-Prairie tries to shut the door on this one. Reagan Miller's three will miss everything. It'll be Mid-Prairie ball.
Evans and Patient back into the game for the
Couple of subs for Mid-Prairie here. The Golden Hawks fighting their way through the full court press. Out into the corner again. Contested three. No, this time the Demons get the stop. Reagan Miller adds another rebound. And Addie Long will take it down. See, she's got a little bandage there on her arm after hitting the ground on a drive in that third quarter. Addie Long out to Miller. Fouled on her way in. That's going to be a reach. Be a block, actually. We'll get Bombay for it.
Team foul number 2.
Second foul for the Golden Hawks. Sarah Berto will exit the game. Vivian Kroll will enter. A 20-point ball game here with 5 minutes left. The Demons are just trying to work that offense, getting the comfortable flow. That's not going to help as the Golden Hawks are headed down the other way with a steal. Harlan now directing traffic. Bombay on the wing, swings it over. They'll get it to the other side. There's Harlan. And take it away. Reagan Miller and the foul. That'll be on Harlan. It'll be Demon ball. Miller attacking the ball handler there. Try to steal possession back for the Demons, and she does that. Kroll will come out of the game. In goes Leighton Messenger. Up the court, Addie Long. Miller working her way inside, drives up, throws it up. They block call down low on Bombay. That's going to be 2 for Miller. Just saw her a moment ago at the free throw line. She went 1 for 2 in her opportunities. First one good. Takes that score back to 19. Out of the game is Tessa Bombay. In is Morgan Bender. That second one, good as gold. 2 for 2 on that trip. Here comes Georgia Evans. Driving past the Demon defense, now kicks out. Bender thought about it. She'll pass it along. Golden Hawks really just trying to bleed the clock out here. No need to take a quick, difficult shot and get the ball back in the hands of the Demons. Bender down to the corner. It's Hirschberger back up top. Back to Evans, Georgia Evans. Spinning. Jump shot there, no good. Addie Long trying to fight for the rebound. Out on Golden Hawks. Demon possession there. They get a strong stand right there. Couple more subs on the way in for the Golden Hawks. And some girls on the bench, a little more PT this game. It's a missed 3 there for Messenger. Strong defense up top by Ashlyn Long. Mid-Prairie, they're able to handle it, and they'll swing it around. 15 now on the shot clock. A couple lengthy possessions here for the Golden Hawks as they look to get that clock down to 0. And a bucket there will help out their cause. 20-point lead yet again. Here comes Addie Long. Works its way into the corner. Here's Miller. Trying to fight through the contact, loses the ball in the way. In transition now are the Golden Hawks. Georgia Evans will take an extra step. Olivia Swartz-Druber will enter the game. Now the Demons back to work offensively. Inside, great pass, great feed. And now Reagan Miller is headed back to the line. Making her third trip of this quarter already.
Foul number 5, send Miller to the line, shooting 2.
Coming into this game, Washington was looking to build off a blowout victory against Mount Pleasant. But as the score stands right now, a 20-point deficit with 2:30 left. A missed free throw there by Reagan Miller. Mid-Prairie, though, 3 wins in their last 3, and they are inching closer to adding another one to that winning streak. Number 13 in the class. And up and in, and the foul for Jovi Evans.
Trying to convert the end one. Fouls on Messenger, her third. Team foul number 1.
Looking to complete the old school three-point play. Bounces off back iron, and a good rebound there from Messenger. Miller swings it around to Long, down in the near corner. Up top. Now back to Miller. Mid-Prairie defense here. Some fresh legs. Holding strong. Long, step back, 3. No good. Miller chases after it, tries to save it as she tumbles out of bounds, but Mid-Prairie will pick that one off. This one out of bounds. Good poke out from Ashlyn Long. And it is out on Mid-Prairie. Taylor Mix entering the ball game along with Iris Dahl, Jaden Moore, and Presley Hora. A couple of seniors entering the ball game here, and Hora and Dahl in Mix. Getting some late game action against Mid-Prairie. The Demons are in the bonus here for the rest of the way. Horak passes it over to Hora. Inside, trying to find Horak, but ripped away. That's Jersey Jurgens, who threw that one away. Trying to find Georgia Evans there. Not able to deliver. Taylor Mix now will throw it right back in. 90 seconds remain. Here's a drive in by Horak, no good. Rebounded by the Golden Hawks. Tossed inside, layup no good. Rebound offensive, no good as well on the putback, but a pass stolen by Mid-Prairie. Throws it up again, and no good, and eventually out of bounds on the Golden Hawks. So a couple of rebounds and a steal for Mid-Prairie, but they couldn't get the job done there on that end. I'll head back the other way. But Mid-Prairie coming into Washington, coming out with a dominant win here on the away court. That one no good. Washington bench wanting a foul there. And a jump ball. But it's safe to say Mid-Prairie's taking care of business today. Shown they are, in fact, one of those top teams in the state in their class. 12-5 this season. And all of a sudden it is starting to come to an end here. Crazy to say it, but we're inching closer to tournament time and the best times of the high school athletic year. A jump ball again there, as Stephanie Parks was trying to go up with it. She is the tallest player in either team, listed at 6'5". The sophomore just trying to get some more playing time, some more experience before she probably eventually becomes a solid starter for the Golden Hawks. Missed 3 there by the Demons. Now the Hawks are going to look to dribble this one away with 12 remaining. Actually, no, they'll take a shot at it. Nice turnaround bucket there for Stephanie Parks. Makes it 61-38. Demons in transition. Stop. And at the buzzer. What a shot by Emma Horak. Excuse me. That's Iris Dahl with the bucket there at the buzzer. Puts the Demons down by 21 as this one comes to an end. 61-40, the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks will come out on top, and we'll have post-game and pre-game for the boys coming right up.
All right, tonight we want to recognize the boys basketball seniors for senior night. First senior, please step forward with your parents. Drew Conrad. Drew's parents are Nate and Janet Conrad. Drew's future plans are to attend Wartburg to study accounting, finance, and play golf. His favorite basketball memory is JV basketball freshman year. What that was about. Nice job, Drew. Next senior to be recognized is Rajan Roth. Raj's parents are Tracy and Holly Roth. His future plans are undecided. His favorite basketball memory is playing golf. I made that up. Nice job, Raj. Our next senior to be recognized tonight is Carson Ryan. In attendance tonight is Carson's mother, Heidi Wheeler. Carson enjoyed playing basketball with his friends and teammates the past few years. Whether he was on the court or on the sidelines cheering the team on, he was having the best time. Heidi found this quote that she thought was fitting. Perseverance doesn't always mean winning and losing. Perseverance means showing up and rising to the occasion and performing. Thank you, guys. Next senior is Aiden Schmitz. Jody Schmitz, his mother. Future plans are to attend Iowa State and major in supply chain management. And his favorite basketball memory is bus rides back from away games. Next senior is CJ Swales. Parents are Kelsey Yoder and Stephen Downs. Future electricians are to be an electrician. Future plans are to be an electrician, excuse me. His favorite basketball memory is dunking for the first time. You'll have to tell me what that feels like. Our final senior, Kayla Williams, representing Timber Ridge. Parents are Ben and Jody Williams. Kayla's future plans are to play football at Drake University and study kinesiology. His favorite basketball memory is freshman year JV team. Let's hear it for these seniors.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you. Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
Your adventure starts here. Caparotto Group Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Caparotto Group. See yourself the Capra experience.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway is the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage.
welcome back to Washington High School for the Community First Credit Union post-game show and the pre-game show, brought to you by the N.C. Williams Agency of Farm Bureau Financial Services, who are providing a lot tonight. Free popcorn, trophies for tonight's game, which the first of which went to the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawk girls team. They got a 61-40 victory over the Washington Demons here tonight. Jack Knowlton, Joel Keller, a familiar face back in the booth. Joel, welcome back first and foremost.
It's great to be back. I love it here.
Yes.
It's great sports, great athletics. The fans care a lot about the games. It's awesome.
Definitely do. Joel and I, for any OG listeners of the Southeast Iowa Video Network, called a lot of softball and baseball games together. So it's good to have him back. We do miss Zeph, and we hope he is recovering well. He is out ill tonight. Hopefully we'll have him back for Friday's game for Washington. But Joel, putting a bow on this, I know you came in for kind of that third, fourth quarter, but Mid-Prairie, they're a ranked team for a reason. 19 points for Tessa Bombi. They just kind of took care of business. It was a thorough victory, really pulled away in that second half after some good fight from Washington there in the first half.
Yeah, no, they were pulling away there when I hopped on the call, and I mean, Mid-Prairie for that fourth quarter kept it a 20-point game. They didn't let the Demons get close at all, but it became clear to me Mid-Prairie has a ton of scorers on the floor, and they can get the ball around. Is that kind of what you saw throughout the game?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you come in, I was previewing the pregame Morgan Bender, their junior forward, who averages 14.5 points per game. She's limited to 3 for the first half, and it still didn't really matter for the Golden Hawks. They get plenty of other contributions. Jovi Evans, and then the star of the show for them was Tessa Bombi, the sophomore forward. She ends, I believe, with 19 points. And obviously a starter for this Mid-Prairie team, but only around 7.5 a game. But I just talked with Coach Jenny Hobbs afterward, and that's what she said. They've had a ton of games this year where their offense has had multiple double-digit scores, much like the Washington boys team, who we're about to watch. But yeah, that was certainly the story of the game, was Bombi and Jovi Evans, some of those supporting cast members, really lifting what scoring that Bender kind of normally brings them.
Yeah, no, they're ranked pretty high, 13th in the class. I think after this game, they're on a little run here too. So maybe make some noise here the rest of February.
Yeah, their next 3 games are big. They have 2 ranked games, number 11 Tipton and then number 12 in 1A Regina Catholic, 2 teams they lost to earlier in the year. So they were very adamant, a talk with Tessa Bombi as well, about the revenge factor for them. But for the boys team, Joel, we can take a quick look at that game before we go to break. It's senior night here for Washington. Great to see the Demons honoring their seniors, who you'll hear plenty of their names, including the big 3 of Drew Conrad, Kale Williams, and Rajan Roth, who start. But Mid-Prairie comes in here 11-5. They're 8-3 in the River Valley Conference. They were ranked at one point. No longer. They've taken some tough losses. It seems like dealt with a little bit of injuries, some players missing some time. But this is a good team, headed up by Coach Darren Lambert here for the Golden Hawks, who's also their football coach and coaches several of these guys on the gridiron as well.
There you go. Yeah, Mid-Prairie started the season off 5 consecutive wins. They've played about 500 balls since, but like you said, 2-game winning streak coming into this one, trying to make some noise here late as they kind of refine their groove. But you talked about the seniors here for Washington. I do want to mention they had a touching tribute to Carson Ryan, standing O for the kid. You don't know the tragedy. He sadly passed away in a hunting accident here recently, a couple months ago. So it's just amazing that the community has really come together. It's on both sides, Mid-Prairie fans as well, standing up, honoring the kid and his mom down there, receiving the honorary jersey from Washington. So
yeah,
it's touching.
Yeah, it was great. I took a photo of the group of them actually in near the locker room area after it, and of course, yeah, very hard thing, and Washington still continues to go through that, but a great tribute indeed. And these seniors on this Demons team, great leaders for them, great players as well, and the leader, of course, one of them being Drew Conrad. Him and Rajan Roth kind of compete back and forth for who's going to lead this team in scoring every night. Nick Stone, who's a junior, does a little bit of that as well. But numbers 1 through 4 for Washington, Joel, you can rely on them pretty consistently to do some damage scoring for this Washington team.
Yeah, and that was the case a lot last year too. I mean, literally the numbers 1 through 4 were the ones running the offense. Kale Williams occasionally coming off the bench, but now he's got that starting role in his senior year. So, I mean, it's awesome. This is a group of guys, and they said it when they were getting honored. They said, A couple of them said their favorite moments were freshman year JV basketball. You know, these guys have gone through the system together. Now they're in that final month stretch where their time playing together is coming to an end, and they want to end on a high note, and you know they're going to be bringing it every night and enjoying these moments on the court.
100%. Let's kick it to the PA announcer for tonight's game. He'll give you the starting lineups, and then we'll be right back here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Welcome to Washington High School and to our basketball game between the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks and your very own Washington Demons. The Iowa High School Athletic Association of Washington High School encourages positive sportsmanship and behavior at all times during our athletic events. Good sportsmanship starts with respect for yourself, your team, the opponent, and the decisions made by the officials. Please honor these athletes competing tonight by refraining from any negative comments. Together we can set the standard for good sportsmanship. Please join me in welcoming our officials for tonight. Mr. Jason Marlowe, Mr. Josh Ragar, and Mr. Steve Rooster. Our starting lineups, first for the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. A junior forward, 6'3", number 5, Carson Humphrey. A junior guard, 6'1", number 12, Brooks Weber. A junior guard, 6', number 13, Tristan Kohler. A senior guard, 6', number 21, Bryce Henry. And a senior guard, 6', number 24, Hudson Ehrenfeld. And now for your Demons. Senior guard, 6', number 1, Drew Conrad. Senior guard, 6', representing TR, number 2, Kale Williams. A senior guard, 6'1", number 3, Rajan Roth. A junior guard, 6'4", number 4, Nick Stone. A sophomore forward, 6 foot, number 20, Tate Griner. Play ball, gentlemen.
Play ball indeed, Mr. PA announcer. Well done. Here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, Jack Knowlton, Joel Keller, our great producer Peter Camp on the 1s and 2s. This should be a good one in the boys' game between Washington and Mid-Prairie. As a reminder, they're playing for a trophy. The Washington County rivalry, I believe, is all it says on the front. And Joel, if you can come up with a better name for the rivalry by the end of the game, I don't know what I'll give you, but I'll give you something. Maybe free popcorn brought to you by the Farm Bureau Financial Services. We're going to redo the jump. Washington and Mid-Prairie underway. You heard the starting lineups. We'll call their names as we go, but Drew Conrad isn't going to let me because he's got a quick 2 points. He's out there. It's the usual 5 for Washington. Conrad, Kale Williams, Rajan Roth, Nick Stone, and Tate Griner. For Mid-Prairie, Carson Humphrey, Tristan Kohler, number 13, who has the ball. He kicks it to Bryce Henry, who's out there with Brooks Weber, and Hudson Ehrenfeld, whose name you might know, especially if you're a Mid-Prairie viewer from the football field. All-state player for the Golden Hawks at the 2A level at running back. He has that pass swatted by Tate Griner, though. Carson Humphrey gets it back and kicks it out to Brooks Weber for 3. It's collected by Stone.
Here we go, Drew start for the Demons. A quick 2 on one end, a good stop on the other. This is how you start off the game hot. I mean, you need to do that at home. You can't let Mid-Prairie get comfortable when you got the home crowd on your back.
Roth, an easy 2. Nice ball movement by Washington. This is a Demons team that struggled out of the gate in that loss against Burlington, and I bring that game up. Mid-Prairie is a similar kind of level team. They went down 10-0. They lost the game 66-56. And a foul is called on the floor. That'll go against Kale.
Foul number 1.
Number 2 for Washington.
Early foul, it's just once. You don't got to worry about it too much, but to get a foul within the first 2 minutes, it's not ideal.
3 no good from Bryce Henry on the 3. Henry is this team's leading scorer. Didn't profile much in the pregame, but 18 points per game, 7 rebounds as well. Very, very, you could tell even, I went to a jamboree in November for Mid-Prairie as Nick Stone hits a 3.
One thing that's been true about Nick Stone through the years is that form is just immaculate, man. It is perfect, it is quick, and he gets it out and through the net.
There is Henry, his first points of the evening. As I was saying before, Nick Stone emphatically cut me off. So got a steal on the other way. The full court press working by Mid-Prairie. I can't even get a word in about Bryce Henry. Brooks Weber, no good. And Roth comes away with the rebound. I'll say it quickly. Bryce Henry, really good player, 18.7 rebounds. I watched him at the Jamboree in November. He was outstanding even then. You could tell he was going to be one of the better players for this Golden Hawks team and has been. Thank you for not scoring during that, Washington. Cale Williams drives inside. Griner for 3. No good, in and out. Cale Williams charges for the board. Conrad thought about it, instead probes and tried to kick it out, but no one over there, pass too high.
Yeah, it's a tough look there for Conrad. I really wish he would have looked left instead. And Cale Williams wide open as the help defense collapsed there on Conrad.
Williams has improved as a scorer over the last 5 or so games. One of 4 Demons in double figures in their last timeout. Here at home against Fairfield. They beat Mount Pleasant on the road after that, or lost to Mount Pleasant, excuse me. Pass inside is deflected, rolls back out, eventually into the hands of Conrad. A turnover for the Demons, and a good 7-2 start as well. Stone over to Williams, nice dish. Williams will try that one, too strong. The rebound, a couple players hit the deck. Tristan Kohler going down, he's got the ball here. 4.5 points a game and the brightest shoes on the court. Easy to identify. I appreciate that for Tristan Kohler, to be honest.
I mean, he's kind of copying three Demons there on the court. I think it's the same exact shoe.
Henry tried the wraparound pass, but Williams and Griner were both there. That wasn't going anywhere besides the stomach of a Demon player.
Couple great defensive possessions there by the Demons. Couple of turnovers. They just got to make them pay on the offensive side.
Roth somehow slithers through, couldn't get the wild layup to drop, and Mid-Prairie is going to turn it right back over. So a little bit of a rocky start here for the Golden Hawks, but the Demons will take it as Aiden Schmitz comes in for Tate Griner.
Yeah, it's 3 turnovers in a row by the Golden Hawks, but there is yet to be a point off a turnover yet. So the Demons, and there it is.
A turnover right back to Mid-Prairie. That's an easy 2 for Weber, and that's going to trigger a Collins start timeout. Kohler on the assist.
A 30-second timeout.
So just a 30-second timeout, but yeah, Joel, it feels like Washington could have taken a little bit more of an advantage, and yet Mid-Prairie, after that bucket's now made this kind of a quick 3-point game here. Felt like it could have maybe even ballooned past double figures if Washington cashed in some of those Golden Hawk mistakes.
Yeah, that's why I love that timeout. He knows his team is kind of getting hectic now. I mean, they're solid defensively, but on offense, it seems like they aren't taking the extra beat to make sure they're making the right decision. You saw Conrad throw a ball away. Roth kind of drove in on a double, maybe even a triple team and got tripped up in there. So he just needs to tell his team, take the extra beat, make the extra pass. Nick Stone did that earlier. Got it to Cale Williams in the corner. Missed, but it's the right decision.
Demons got to break this press as well. Talked to Colin Stark about his timeout strategy. They won a game over Ottumwa 2 games ago. He said sometimes he has something drawn up. Sometimes he just wants his players to get into their flow offense, as Nick Stone can't make that one. Quickly in transition, the Golden Hawks, Carson Humphrey, and Stone fouled him on the way up.
Just got a little wrist there, but it's good help defense from Stone, because it looked like Conrad there, it kind of didn't realize there was a Golden Hawk right behind him that was rolling down on that left side.
Listen, Humphrey to the free throw line. 7 points a game on the year. He's a 52% free throw shooter. And this is the first. He is a 41% three-point shooter. Obviously limited volume, but is dangerous. We already talked about Henry is 18-6. Aaron Felt, number 24, is about 7-3. And Weber 12 points a game. There's an old board for the Golden Hawks, and there is Brooks Weber, no good on the triple. And Conrad emerges from the sea of bodies down below. Gets it back on the dribble handoff from Stone and drives baseline, hit the bottom of the backboard. That's a rarity for him.
Normally he's really good at those acrobatic contested layups. He's able to find a way to sneak it in typically, but I mean, like you said, right there, he just knocks it off the bottom. And he was running quick in transition too. I think that's another step here in this first quarter especially. Take an extra beat.
Stone, a three off the inbound, drops.
What a play. I mean, a couple screens, get Stone wide open. And that is a dream for your best shooter to be that open.
The lead is 6. Washington is into double figures. Tate Griner is going to the scores table for the Demons. Brooks Weber over to Bryce Henry. He drives on Conrad, lost it. Excuse me, Roth. Here is the kick out, the three on the way in and out. It's Clayton Davidson on the triple. Into the game for the Golden Hawks. Roth hesitates in front of Aaron Feld. Stone, another quick trigger three, no good. Roth the board and the layup. Well, I talked about that game against Ottumwa, Joel. Rajon Roth, 17 rebounds in that game. He had 8 on the offensive end. He absolutely hounds the boards.
They need someone like that. You know, there isn't necessarily a true 5 on the court for him. So to have someone like Roth who will just attack the boards, someone they can match up against Henry on the boards is a big factor for the Demons, and he can continue to battle there. That's going to help him win this game.
Washington's improved on the glass in the last few games that we've seen them in, just kind of rebounding as a team, doing that collectively. Three is good.
Hands for three.
You know, they're kind of making Davidson show it for them to guard it, and he did right there. Drained it from a couple feet off that three-point line.
Stone drives to the free throw line, kicks out to Conrad. Tate Griner thought about it. Stone, he doesn't have to think about it, and drills it. Well, Joel, I'm just going to bring it up now. I was going to save this. I talked to Nick Stone after that Ottumwa game, and I mentioned the fastest release in the SEC moniker that has been dubbed on him. And he told me that probably could be the case. were his
so
words.
Humble,
yeah.
So humble.
He definitely is not afraid to shoot it. He's got 9 already for Washington. They're up 50-7. How about some more? No good.
Right there. I mean, it looks good every time out of the hand, even with a hand in his face. I mean, it is quick. It's a nice flick. It's awesome.
Brooks Weber, top of the key. Hands it off to Bo Pennington. Henry can't answer. But the offensive rebound for the Golden Hawks. Pennington will try a three. That one's too short. Another long rebound. And they're going to get, I think, Weber on the foul. No, they're going to get Stone. Thought it might have been Weber coming through for that rebound, but sometimes you get those sort of weird foul calls on those long O-board opportunities and a chance for Mid-Prairie.
Stone was moving quick because by the time the foul was called, he was down by the three-point line.
The layup good by Weber, so they cash in. With a minute to go, it's a 6-point game. Conrad the other way. Suddenly Washington has numbers. Aiden Schmitz goes up and he walked before the shot.
He was hoping he could get that gather step, get away with that. Unfortunately, not quite the NBA. So they don't hand those out too often in high school ball, but that's the right idea. When you break that press, you got to keep pushing most of the time, especially when Conrad's beaten 3 Golden Hawks and he's left them in the dust. I mean, the numbers are exceptional there, but good recovery there by the Golden Hawks.
One moment in here for Washington. CJ Suelas is going to come into the game. Not used a ton this year, but he's one of those seniors. You can hear the crowd getting animated for him. So we'll see what Swales can do in some kind of big final seconds here in the first quarter.
Hey, he's got some length. He's pretty tall. He can help out on the boards there.
Here's Henry trying to drive on Conrad. Spins, steps back. Mid-range no good, but tapped out again. Another old board for Mid-Prairie. Starting to feel it a little bit on the glass, and wide open in the corner is Davidson. No good. Another offensive rebound. Layup no good, and finally Conrad ends up with it for the Demons. Has it poked away though. And a three by Pennington, too strong. Roth gets it. Now no Golden Hawks are near him. And suddenly there's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Roth has to go, gives it to Aiden Schmitz for three. Too strong, and it hits the side, or the top of the backboard, the scoreboard behind there. And so see if Mid-Prairie maybe tries the home run ball. Now they're bringing Ehrenfeld into the baseline. Brooks Weber is the football team's quarterback in the fall. He's not inbounding it. They're just going to fire it forward to Tristan Kohler. Fires from half court, had it blocked by Cale Williams. So that will bring the first quarter to a close. The Demons had a chance to maybe balloon this lead even further, but do lead 15-9. We'll send it to a quick break. Joel Keller will be on the call in the second quarter. Washington with a narrow lead over Mid-Prairie after one.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kielder my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
Welcome back here to Southeast Iowa Video Network for some Demon basketball here, presented by Washington Hospital and Clinics. It's 15-9. Your Washington Demons are on top against the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. And the Golden Hawks have got a lot of opportunities here. Just like that one blocked away. There's Weber trying to get in there, now out. And a foul called offensive there. Travel, Kill Williams in the corner. But the Golden Hawks, they had a lot of opportunities from three-point range. They had a lot of open threes, good looks, and they really couldn't get much to fall. The Demons, on the other hand, had plenty of turnovers, but couldn't get too many points off of it. So a couple of narratives that both teams would like to see switch. And a travel there inside, that's Hudson Ehrenfeld with the travel. So this quarter starting off with a couple of unforced turnovers. And now that press is back on it. Now a couple of teams in high school ball across the state are going to that press all the time mentality. Here's a drive inside, powering through some contact, trying to get it to fall. There's Aiden Schmitz, no good. Headed the other way, Brooks Weber. And they call that team when they try and score as quick as possible, and then they play that full court press, total basketball. I heard it. And one of the teams in the CIML said that, and I love that. Total basketball from Ted Lasso. There's a three from Brooks Weber, 15-12. But it's just like Ted Lasso's total soccer, where everyone's trying to score and then everyone's trying to defend. As there's another turnover. I mean, that is what total basketball does, as the bucket there by Humphrey. And another turnover, putting all the pressure on them before the Demons can even get past half court, and they're causing havoc. That one no good by Humphrey, rebounded and collected by Roth, and then given up to Cale Williams. But it causes the Demons to go into such chaos there to start the possession, as Williams falls down there. Luckily he's all right. Poked out, good poke there by Kohler. Now inside, bucket made. Moving quick, fast, Hudson Ehrenfeld with the bucket to put Mid-Prairie on top, 16-15. A quick timeout here taken by the Demons head coach, but I mean, they have a lot of work to do here. Colin Stark needs to get these guys together. Mid-Prairie, they're kind of figuring out what they had going there in the first quarter when they couldn't really capitalize on those possessions that they got from the Demons. Now the Demons they're gonna have to slow it down there in the full court press. They're gonna have to move the ball quicker. I think what's really cost them, other than trying to inbound it, which they have not been able to do successfully this quarter, what's cost them is they get the ball in and they're kind of just expecting the ball handler to break that full court press on himself, which worked a couple times in the first quarter. You saw him come out with an open shot, but so far it is not as successful here in the second quarter, and it's the reason why Mid-Prairie is on this great run right here. 7-0 run to start the second period, and it's 16-15. The Demons are going to have to answer here. Full court press coming right back out. Got the starters for the most part, except for Nick Stone on the bench, nursing a couple fouls there. On form is Ashton Mans, and is stolen yet again. There's Ehrenfeld. Another right-handed layup just like he had to take the lead. Now it's 18-15. Here's Drew Conrad. Now trying to dribble through. He does. Past 3 defenders. Gets inside. Bucket made by Ashton Mans. Moving quickly to the other side. Ehrenfeld again from the right side. No good. Roth trying to battle for it. Ehrenfeld gets the rebound, though, offensive side. Tristan Kohler drives in, but will travel. And we're headed back the other way. But last possession, breaking the press. It was all Drew Conrad. He'll give it up to Roth, out to Williams. That's what they need to do. Break it away. Mans at the elbow, takes it to the free throw line. No good on that bucket. Rushed the shot there a little bit after he took his time getting to his spot. And now it's headed the other way. Here's Ehrenfeld. Driving in, kicked out, corner. Brooks Weber for 3. Money. 21-17. The biggest lead for the Golden Hawks of the game. You can see how easily the Demons break that press when they pass the ball and they don't focus on dribbling. Keep the rock off the floor, keep it in the air, and the Golden Hawks won't be able to do as much, be as effective in that full court press. Nick Stone will come back in. Ellison, Ashton, Mans off to the sideline. 21-17. Demons will throw it in on their side of the court. They're in a little box formation. Out of that inbound, they'll get it out to Williams. Drives in, kicks out. Back to Williams on the wing. Stone back on the court. Trying to drive in, work on Weber. He'll kick out for a 3. Griner, no good. Rebounded by Pennington. Pennington over to Kohler. Into the corner. And back up top, Brooks Weber. Setting the offense up. He'll take it to the near corner and hand it off. Here's Clayton Davidson to Pennington. He gets stuck, turns around, throws up a midi. No good, rebound Roth. Headed the other way. They're moving quickly. Nick Stone snags it and took a shot. No good. Roth with the rebound. They'll find Stone in the corner, another. That one's money. A big one. That's a 4th for Nick Stone. He got 12 points, all from beyond the arc, just like Nick Stone does. And brings this game within 1. Here's a drive inside, kicked out to Weber, tipped by Williams. He'll step back, fade away, jumper no good, rebound by Ehrenfeld, right back up in there. And Ehrenfeld's had a really solid second quarter as the Demons race down the field, passing it through the holes. Gets it to Griner for the easy layup, and they keep this one within 1. Matching possessions. After that slow start, a 7-0 run by the Golden Hawks, the Demons have worked their way back, keeping it close here in this quarter, and ultimately keeping them within a 1-possession game. Here's a drive, and money by Kohler inside. Quick throw down by Drew Conrad. Looking for Nick Stone, who gets trapped now. We'll throw it up. Conrad somehow handles it. Slides in for the layup. No good. Too hard off the glass. And we're going the other way. Moving quick. There's Weber from the wing. And nothing there. Rebound Roth, who throws her right back down the court and off the hand of Weber and out of bounds. You see the strategy of both these teams. When they get that rebound, they want to move to the other side as quickly as possible. Get that open look for the layup if they can. Again, Demons getting set in that box formation to go Roth in the corner. Up to Williams for three. Off the front. Rebound Weber. Swinging around. Deep three there off the front iron. Trying to get that rebound is Kill Miller there. Will end up in the hands of Pennington, who drives in for the layup. No good. Rebound Conrad. A couple of these Golden Hawks threes has been a little more than even a couple steps out the three-point line. I mean, just like that one from Conrad, and he's got it. Long range, no problem for Drew Conrad, who ties this one up at 25. The first tie of the ball game, as this one's entering what looks to be a much of a back and forth ball game here for the time being. Got 1:40 left in this first half. Bryce Henry kicks it outside. The Weber trying to work on Cale Williams. Now Henry, oh, long range two, no good. Conrad grabs it, and a foul called on Bo Pennington. He was trying to grab that rebound, and he'll be knocked with one. Nick Stone coming off the court, in to relieve him. Aiden Schmitz.
Humphrey and Kohler checking back on the game of the Golden Hawks.
Schmitz this season, 2 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, but he's quick off the bench, providing some quality minutes, some good rest for these guys. This one thrown from Griner to the corner of the arena. They'll be headed the other way. Close to a minute remains. Here is Bryce Henry. He's been mostly quiet this game. A missed layup there by Miller. He'll get the rebound, misses that one. Another offensive rebound. Miller's got it again, and a jump ball called. Humphrey was in there too with a rebound on the offensive side, and Golden Hawks, as of these last couple of minutes, have really started attacking the boards. Hot throw almost getting away from Conrad. But he'll handle it, and he'll drive. Head down to the rack. Money takes the lead by 2. Here as we inch closer to the end of this first half, 27-25. Weber driving in. Looked like it was blocked, but a foul called there. Got a little wrist. That foul is going on Griner there. It looked like Aiden Schmitz was up there getting the ball clean, but slapping the wrist from behind was Griner, and he'll get knocked for 1. First one's good from Brooks Weber. He averages 12 and is 73% from the free throw line. Makes them both to tie it right back up. Nick Stone back in. He'll toss it in. Down the court, Cale Williams to Conrad. They're going to hold on to it for a little bit, bleed a little clock. There's a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Swing it around. Roth from way deep on the perimeter. Yeah, not really going in for anything. Roth there, cuts a nice drive, gets the feed from Conrad, and they got the bucket right back on top. Henry tosses it around. In the corner, Henry driving. Trying to get the step back. Roth with the steal. 1 second remains. The buzzer heave. No good. But the Demons won the half on top. They took a solid lead into the second quarter. A 7-0 run by the Golden Hawks eliminated that. But since the 2-minute mark, we've had 3 lead changes and a phenomenal end to the first half as the Demons lead 29-27 here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
A three-pointer and a half-court shot. Student who accomplishes this feat wins the competition. If no one has made a half-court shot by the time the clock ends, then the player who made the furthest shot fastest wins. Winning FFA receives $75 donation from Washington County Farm Bureau. Ready, set, go! We got a layup on both sides. It's a dogfight. Winner on this side, the east side of the court. We'd like to direct your attention to center court for a special check presentation featuring Washington FFA Director Barry Cloud, Mid-Prairie FFA Director Elsa Schmidt, and Washington County Farm Bureau members Ty Renner and Kevin Reed. As a thank you for the continued community support of agriculture throughout Washington County, the Washington County Farm Bureau would like to give back to both schools' FFA programs to further support future agricultural leaders. Each school is being given a check for $150 to go into their FFA club accounts. In addition, proceeds from tonight's concession stand will go to the Washington High School FFA. As a bonus, as I've mentioned many times, popcorn is free for everyone in attendance tonight, courtesy of the Washington County Farm Bureau. Let's give an outstanding show of support for our Washington County Farm Bureau members and our Mid-Prairie and Washington FFA clubs. Thank you, Washington County Farm Bureau, for supporting our future agricultural leaders.
Back here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, where the Washington Demons have a narrow 2-point lead over the visiting Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. And it's safe to say the FFA shootout was not probably the best basketball played in here tonight. No offense to those participants. They did a solid job.
They were in G's.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't get your best form. You don't get the best
It's
leverage
true.
there from your legs.
You got the pressure of the crowd too. It's a scary it can be a scary task. Regardless, the basketball that did happen in the first 2 quarters. As we welcome you in to the Fairway Meat and Grocery halftime show, before I forget, Jack Knowlton, Joel Keller. It is the Demons with the 2-point lead, and boy, that game, it felt like turned a little bit grimy in that second quarter. A lot of contact in and around at and around the rim. A lot of O-boards for Mid-Prairie. That's what got them back into this one. They went on a little bit of a run, a 6-0 run, I believe, to start the quarter after Washington took an initial 15-9 lead after one. What'd you make of that, Joel, and just how the Golden Hawks kind of responded after the Demons got off to a pretty decent start, even though it felt like, I think we were both saying that they could have had an even bigger lead after one.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, there in the second quarter, they were really wishing they scored a little more in that first quarter off those turnovers, because it started off with 3 consecutive turnovers by the Demons. They could not fight through this full-court press at all. And Mid-Prairie, they had a couple really just wide-open layups there that really brought them back into this game. And from that moment on, the Demons started fighting a little bit. They figured out, if you just pass through the press, it's going to work a lot better, more consistently than trying to dribble through. And Drew Conrad, a couple times, able to dribble through it too. So, they're getting a good mix of what worked to break the press. But once they started passing, you saw some pretty open shots there on the other side of the court. And that's how the Demons kind of stopped the bleeding there to start off the quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I think you make a really good observation with, where they would get the ball in, take one dribble, look up, and just fire it across half court and try to avoid some of those turnovers that, did help the Golden Hawks big time in that first quarter. It's Brooks Weber leading the way for them with 12 points, the junior. He's right at around his season average. For the Washington Demons, it's Nick Stone, the man himself, matching Weber with 12 points. The group that was out on the floor to end the second quarter: Drew Conrad, 7, Rajon Roth, 6, Tate Griner has 2, Ashton Manns also has 2 off the bench. Cale Williams yet to score in this one. Doesn't feel like a game where Cale Williams scoring is going to be his priority. And he doesn't make it so. He'll say that. He'll be the first to admit that. He's, a rebounder first, tries to get his teammates in other positions to score. But Joel, who is going to have to step up for Washington in the second half to avoid a potential start to the third by Mid-Prairie that Washington had to start this game out?
I think they just got to lean on Drew Conrad. He's had a couple of layups that I think he normally puts down that he has not been able to find here so far in this game. I mean, when Nick Stone is making the threes like he has today, 4 for 9, you don't necessarily need to make every shot. But Conrad can really put some distance between the Demons and the Golden Hawks if he can get going the way that we know he can, the way that he has all season long.
Yeah, I think the other key for Conrad will be sort of patience and, just kind of discipline / not getting too frustrated when he misses those shots and when he has some that are contested without fouls. They are, letting a little bit go, it feels like, and Mid-Prairie is putting a lot of pressure on that rim defensively. They are trying to use their size to their advantage. They have the size advantage, and it's been good for them, decent for them on the O-boards, but it's also helped them a little bit contest some of those Conrad layups, and I think the more he looks to go inside and try and get to the rim, eventually the fouls are going to start racking up, and he's going to, make his free throws, as, the Demons have done in some big wins this year. Last takeaways from you before we get ready for the third quarter here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Yeah, Mid-Prairie, they just got to keep running that full court press, and they need to take advantage of their turnovers. The Demons, on the other hand, I think ball security is number 1, and making the extra pass is number 2. Get it to the open guy. You don't need to take a shot between 2 players, 2 defenders. Get it to someone who's open, get a better look.
We'll see what better looks both teams can generate. It's a good one here between Mid-Prairie and Washington, as we expected. 2 pretty evenly matched teams, 2 talented sides as well. We'll send it to a short break. We come back. We'll have the third quarter, and we'll be joined by the head coach of the Washington girls basketball team, Colin Mulford. We'll step into the broadcast booth and chat with us for a little bit about their result earlier tonight. Once again, Washington leads by 2 heading into halftime. When you return, we'll have the third quarter between the Golden Hawks and Demon Boys teams here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you. Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
Back here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, the Washington boys team with a 2-point lead over the visiting Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks as we're underway in the third quarter. And we're also joined by the head coach of the Washington Demon girls basketball team, Coach Colin Mulford, as Mid-Prairie hits a quick three to take the 1-point lead right back. The Washington girls team falling 61-40 earlier tonight to a ranked Mid-Prairie team. And Coach, a good outfit tonight. You've tested yourselves against a lot of good teams tonight. What can you learn, especially from a team that kind of played with the pace that they did, really, got out in transition, it felt like, and just your overall takeaways, in a battle against a ranked team outside of the conference?
It kind of just is a good example of kind of like how we like to play with pace, but it also shows how important sprinting back is on defense and having that communication. Kind of blanking off the top of my mind on who else did a really good job of pushing stuff. Tomo did a good job of really pushing it at us. We did not do a good job at all that game with kind of that defensive transition. Tonight, I think Mid-Prairie does a even better job than Ottumwa. So I think even though we still gave up those transition buckets, I think we've still improved since that Ottumwa game with getting back. In the second half, we started to just more, if you're above that free throw line when we take a shot, whoever it is, you got to sprint back on defense. If you're below the free throw line, whether you're in the corner of the paint, you can look to go crash. So that way we always usually have about 2 girls while it's in the air getting back on defense, because they, like, a negative term is kind of cherry pick. They just start to leak out, so they can really push that ball down and try and get easy buckets because they just have so much faith in the rest of their team to go get the rebound.
Turnover by Washington that was batted out of bounds. Stay with Mid-Prairie, 32-29 lead out of the gate in the second half for the Golden Hawks. Coach, on the defensive side for you, they obviously, had some other players step up tonight, but, Morgan Bender for them, number 33, averaged, nearly 15 points a game. You were able to kind of limit her. What'd you like about that you can maybe take forward when, you play some of these, good individual players in your final 3 games coming up here?
It is a good thing we limited her. There was one time we helped off her when we shouldn't have, but, that's just with knowing the scouting report. We did a good job making sure she didn't get open looks, but didn't do a great job on others to where, the main thing they did was drive right, and we didn't do a phenomenal job like I hoped of just cutting that off.
Bryce Henry gets the bucket, so strong start here for the Golden Hawks out of the break. Talking with the Washington Demon girls basketball coach, Colin Mulford. Coach, it felt like it's been a battle down low here in the boys' game and in your guys' game too. Mid-Prairie with some, taller players. They play well in the paint as Tate Griner gets it too. What'd you like about, your effort kind of on the glass tonight? I talked with Coach Jenny Hobbs after, and she kind of credited you guys for, making them work. I thought Sarah Berto in particular got some OBs for herself, some second chance points. Just your assessment of that feature and maybe how you can take that forward as a positive.
Yeah, Sarah did a phenomenal job on the rebounding. She usually pretty much almost always does offensively with boards. And also defense, she reads the ball off the rim really well, and she goes up and grabs it with 2 hands. We had some other girls who did a good job with rebounding. We still need to improve on making sure we're being strong once we have that rebound, bring it down and chin it, not bring it down to our, kind of stomach area and being weak with it. So that's just something we still have to improve on.
The kick out 3 on the way drops for Brooks Weber. Mid-Prairie feeling it to start this second half. Weber's up to 15 points. They've got a 31-39 lead. So obviously the last time we talked to you is, full court pass up to Cale Williams. Has it blocked, gets it back, and the 2 rolls in and out. Unlucky for Cale. So last time we spoke with you, obviously that went over Fairfield. You then were going back to some familiar territory for yourself at Mount Pleasant. Just tell us about how that game went. How was it being back in the friendly confines for you, wearing maybe the not so friendly colors for Washington?
I mean, we won ugly. I would say that it wasn't the prettiest game. We had a lot of things that didn't go our way, but the girls battled and did enough to get the win.
And looking forward now, Coach, you've got Fort Madison coming in here on Friday, one more conference game at Burlington. Last one for me, just your thoughts going into those last 2 conference games, trying to end on a strong note for your team.
Last game at home on Friday, so we want to try and make sure seniors get their last one at home and then win, and it is senior night for them, so hopefully they come ready to play. Everyone on our team comes ready to play to get a win for them. It'd feel pretty good to have that last one be on our own floor. We don't know if we'll get a home game or not for districts. We'll find that out on Thursday, but, even though districts will come out, these next three games that we have are still important to try and get us playing as best we can come district time.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Colin Mulford looking to bounce back on Friday against Fort Madison for senior night. Thank you for the time as always, Coach. And we will talk to you for the final game in the regular season then.
All right, thank you.
Coming out of the timeout. Super producer Peter Camp gets mad at his machine sometimes. Don't hit the machine. We'll lose our broadcast. Great to talk with Coach Colin Mulford as always. It's a tough one for the Demons against Mid-Prairie. Certainly have some big bounce back opportunities. Fort Madison's a huge one for them coming into that game on Friday. As we got Joel Keller back on the broadcast. Joel, the Golden Hawks have had the advantage coming out of halftime. They've got an 11-point lead all of a sudden on Washington after trailing by 1.
Yeah, I mean, they went on a huge run there, 16-4 run to start off the quarter. I mean, they just have not been missing. That's plain and simple. The offense is clicking right now, and the Demons just had a couple turnovers early, but they just haven't been able to catch up.
Roth kicks it out to Stone, and they make up for it. There's the man to do it. Nick Stone, another 3. He's now matched Brooks Weber's tally with 15 points.
Look at that. He's got 5 threes this game. I mean, he has been feeling it, and he's been letting it fly for a good reason.
Inside layup goes for Carson Humphrey, and boy, yeah, the offense has opened up for Coach Darren Lambert and company. Running a little bit of a press here as well. Fired across to Aiden Schmitz. Ashton Mans hit a bucket earlier, and a deflection. Mid-Prairie starting to fly around.
Yeah, next time the Demons bring the ball up, you're going to see Mid-Prairie go to this press, and it's a little different than we saw in the first half. The first half was very heavily manned to start out, but now they're going into more of this trap here in this third quarter. It gives your players a little bit more time to rest. They don't have to stay up on each Demon's hip that entire time. So it's a way to put pressure on without losing too much of the energy they got left.
Stone for 3. Good.
Come on now.
Nick Stone is red hot.
I mean, this is a hot streak that you don't see too often. 6 threes in one game is one thing, and to do it with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, keeping your team afloat when they need it the most, that's amazing.
2-3 zone look for Washington. We saw Stone go for 27 here against Carlisle a couple of weeks ago. That ended in a loss for the Demons. Certainly doesn't want to have another performance go to waste in the L column, trying to single-handedly will his team back in it. Mid-Prairie trying to answer, and they've got a couple of boards on this possession. Cale Williams grabs that one. Bo Pennington. Now, Bo Pennington, if there's one word to describe him, it is feisty. He flies around, tries to kind of poke anything away. And a little bit of a 3-2 look for Mid-Prairie. They've deployed this a couple of times tonight. Just trying to not let Washington probe. We know how Roth and Conrad like to exploit those driving lanes. Conrad doing just that. No good on the hanging layup.
Yeah, you said it. They attacked the right way. They got to the middle of that zone, attacking the driving lanes, and it gave them opportunities to pop out. Right there, just didn't work.
2:14 to go. And a blocking foul. That bails out Ehrenfeld, who kind of slid. It's going to go on Aiden Schmitz. Just his first. No one really in foul trouble yet for the Demons. Nick Stone does have 2. Quick third one before the quarter ends would wouldn't be great. Would probably have to send him to the bench, but other than that, not too much trouble. Here's a three on the way, and that drops. Clayton Davidson, that's his second three of the ball game.
It's a massive three there for Mid-Prairie. The Demons were kind of inching back. They got to within 7, but that's a big one to keep the distance between the two.
Davidson averages just 3 points a game, and he's only making his 10th appearance of the season. Roth trying to answer, and does. Boy, Rashawn Roth, I'll tell you, his primary scoring method's inside. He's a 38% three-point shooter. It's a little bit lower volume, but a smooth stroke when it goes up. The lead back to 7 for Mid-Prairie.
Yeah, he'll gladly take anything that's left wide open, that's for sure.
Bryce Henry turns and hits. Henry up to 9 points. He's halfway to his season average, and kind of like Morgan Bender in the girls' game, Washington's limited him, but it's been the supporting cast for Mid-Prairie that has stepped up. That's too easy for Drew Conrad.
That's what he does. That's what everyone knows he can do. And those are the shots that he missed a little bit there in that first half. Good to see him finding that groove here close to the end of the game.
Henry can't answer with a three. A minute to go in this third quarter. Big possession upcoming for Washington, who are within 7 once again. Trying to trim this lead. 3 guys are checking in for Mid-Prairie.
They fell back on that press defense here for, seems like the first or second time of the night.
Roth over to Williams. 12 on the shot clock for Washington. Roth probes inside, kicks it out to Stone corner. 3, bang! Nick Stone.
Get a hand up, get 2 hands up, something.
21 points for the junior. Mid-Prairie can hold for the final shot. We'll see if they do so, or if these subs are maybe going to check in. Darren Lambert does have all 5 of his timeouts left. Washington has just 2. Notable for the fourth quarter and what's shaping up to be a good one. Here's Weber on Williams. Drives free throw line, kicks it inside, hanging and hitting in the foul. Cale Miller. He averages just 1.5 points a game. He's making his 11th appearance of the year, and just hit a huge shot plus the harm from Aiden Schmitz. Boy, Schmitz didn't like it.
It's the right call. I mean, Miller got Schmitz jumping in the air and then went right back up and hit his body. That's a foul any day of the week.
Cans the free throw as well. 7 seconds to go. Williams quickly up the other way. Williams tries to go all the way to the baseline, lost it out of bounds. So no final shot for Washington. We'll see what Mid-Prairie tries here.
It's a little out of control.
Give it to Brooks Weber. He's got an arm. No good. Hit the back iron hard. But that Cale Miller and 1 extends the lead back to 7, heading into the final quarter of play. We've got a good one, folks. Stay tuned. We'll send it to a quick break. We'll come back with the fourth quarter here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
Your adventure starts here. Caparotto Group Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road, and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Caparotto Group. See yourself the Capra experience.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
It's the home stretch on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, and we've got a good one between Mid-Prairie and Washington. The Golden Hawks, Cale Miller, just a 1.2 per game scorer, got an and 1 to end the quarter and extend the lead back to 7. And you know what? I need to ask for forgiveness from Cale Miller because I misread my stats thing. He's at 7 points a game. I was looking at Ryan Henry's stats. Credit to you, Cale Miller. 7 and 5 rebounds. He's been a productive player. He started almost every game for Mid-Prairie. Didn't tonight. Aaron Felt inside. The layup is good by Carson Humphrey. So the lead back to 9. And I'm just going to be grateful that Cale Miller shot didn't come in the fourth quarter in like a, the end of the game situation. Had a quarter to make up for it.
Oh, yeah, you're good, you're good. He's had a couple big rebounds, too.
Williams for 3, and what a way to get your first bucket of the night, Cale Williams.
He's been kind of waiting for that. He's had a couple of good looks, this time able to get it to fall. And every shot here counts for the Demons. Still down 2 possessions.
Kind of similar zone look with a man in the middle, but Mid-Prairie penetrates, and Carson Humphrey has his second bucket of the fourth. Lead back to 7 again.
Got to take your time here and find a good look. You don't want to force anything quite yet.
Or 8, rather, as Stone travels. An 8-point lead for the Golden Hawks. That is not a good turnover for Washington. They can extend this to double digits with a bucket here. Humphrey might just go get it himself. To the rack. No good on the layup. Williams the other way. Thought about a quick pass. Going to take it across the timeline himself. Stops, guarded by Aaron Felt. Roth walked.
Oh, man. Couple of empty possessions because of mistakes. When you get in the fourth quarter, each mistake becomes more and more defined in the game. And you really got to minimize those, especially those travels. Get the ball on the floor as soon as you can.
It's the Mid-Prairie team coming in here winning 2 straight after a loss to Mount Pleasant. Washington just lost to the Panthers. They had won 2 in a row before that. Aaron felt a big O board, but he turned it over. Conrad comes the other way. He's got Stone ahead of him. Four Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks are back there. Conrad doesn't care, but he missed the layup. And Schmitz gets it, finds Roth. He drives inside and was fouled. That'll go on Hudson Ehrenfeld.
Yeah, it looked like on the poke out on the other side, Roth, I think he got a hand in there, poked the ball loose, and now the Demons they got the possession back that they just lost due to the travel.
Ehrenfeld, by the way, also has 13 points. Nice pass to Williams, 2 more. 5 in this quarter for Cale, and it's a 6-point game.
They changed up that formation coming from the out-of-bounds set. They were going box all game, and they go into that little I formation. Good play.
Washington drops into that 2-3 zone. Actually looks like they're manning up. A quick 3. That's good from Weber. Man, Weber has had some big answers all game. He's up to 18.
He's really came through as the Demons have kind of kept Henry a little quiet so far. It's been Weber stepping up in that absence.
Roth an elbow J, no good. Too strong off the back iron. Another chance to push it back out to double figures for Mid-Prairie. And they do. Carson Humphrey.
Oh, little defensive mistake there. Collapse on who had who. No one really knew. Left them wide open. Cannot do that. And props to Mid-Prairie. I mean, they're hitting the ones that the Demons give them.
Humphreys now in double figures with 11 points. Washington needs an answer. Suddenly there's 4:30 left in this fourth. Stone, Williams drives inside and was fouled, and that could be a way to find it. It's 2 quick fouls on Mid-Prairie. Washington is going to probably need the clock to stop as much as possible. Tate Griner's going to enter the game. Aiden Schmitz will sit. No points yet for Schmitz.
The Demons are spending too much time on the perimeter against this zone.
Stone the 3, no good.
Heat check.
Griner can't get the rebound. He's got 4. The other way, and a nice pass by Henry, dished inside to Humphrey. Left the layup short. Can't blame him for taking it. Strong quarter. Conrad quickly the other way, and he gets fouled.
Conrad with a nice take.
That will go on Henry. That's his second. And a quick third of the period for the Golden Hawks that will send Conrad to the line.
That's an easy call on the way up. Almost gave him a high 5. Except his hand was the one that had the ball in it.
Saw the rim move, too. Someone grabbed it. Conrad had the first free throw. Does not get the hometown bounce.
He's got another one.
Washington, this was obviously a big toss-up game coming in for them. They're going to play Fort Madison here at home. Final home game of the season for the Demon girls team. The boys will have a matchup against Solon to end the year as Conrad hits the second free throw, and Colin Stark is going to talk things over. The lead is 9 for Mid-Prairie. Not insurmountable, but Washington needs a run. Kick it to a short break with a full timeout. Come back for the final 4 minutes of this one between Washington and Mid-Prairie. Here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, coming out of the timeout. It's a 9-point Mid-Prairie lead over Washington. I was mentioning the schedule before the break. It's Fort Madison on Friday. The Demons have road games, Williamsburg, Burlington, and West Liberty before they're home against Solon.
Tough stretch in the year, especially with Solon at that final game. Solon's a team that's pretty talented. Gonna test them before eternity time.
The steal by Drew Conrad. Stops right on the Demons logo in the paint. No good. Airballed the jumper. Felt like it might have rushed that shot just a little bit after getting the takeaway with the Demons in need of points.
Yeah, and we've seen that a lot, I think, so far. I mean, we know Drew Conrad is great at driving, getting those contested layups.
Henry, that rolls in.
But he needs to make that pass there. When he's got 3 guys collapsing on him, I mean, he had Griner out there in the corner. You know, it's so many options beyond the arc to get an open 3. He's got to pass that out.
Conrad skips it over to Griner. This would be big for Washington. That goes! The lead is back to 10. 3 minutes to play. Boy, Washington needed that in the worst way.
Yeah, now you start to feel that time on your back. You know, you're thinking about it 24/7. You gotta move quick, but you can't be too hasty where you make those mistakes.
Ehrenfeld hesitates. Nifty layup for Hudson. He's up to 15 points. He had an outstanding game himself.
Yeah, most importantly for the Demons, they need to get those stops.
Roth can't answer. A chance for Mid-Prairie to maybe take some time off here with 2:30 to go. And a travel is called on Kohler. That's a little lifeline for Washington.
That is. Kohler got a little excited there. He had some space to work with there on the wing and made a step before he put the ball on the hardwood.
Conrad to the elbow. Looks for the handoff to Stone. Gets it to him. They're doubling him. They don't want him getting any clean 3 off. He skips it to Griner, who finds Williams. All the way to Conrad. Doesn't complete the cycle to Stone. Instead, Conrad can't get the layup to fall. Those have just not gone his way tonight. Been a bit uncharacteristic. Does have 10 points, but they have all been hard-earned. And 2 minutes to go, and Mid-Prairie will take their time.
The Golden Hawks came prepared. They read the scouting report. They knew Conrad liked to drive to the rim and go up and try and get that layup to fall. But they have been there to greet him almost every time. They have made his life difficult today.
It's going to bring in Aiden Schmitz and CJ Swales for Stone and Tate Griner. 2 minutes left in a 12-point lead. Going to be a challenge for the Demons at this point. Take nothing away from Mid-Prairie. They've played well. They're a good team. Average just under 60 points per game. They got to 66 tonight. Another travel. Well, I'll tell you, Darren Lambert, he might be happy with the result, but I think he might be having his guys in the gym maybe practicing a little bit, not shuffling their feet.
Oh, yeah. They've had their fair share of mistakes this game, but you got to be proud of them. I mean, they came in to a Washington crowd that was ready, and, you know, honoring all the seniors tonight. And Mid-Prairie went down early. I mean, went down 15-9 at the end of the first quarter, but they battled back. They got it close by halftime. They were down 1 coming into the second half, and then they just exploded. Things started clicking, and they have not really let go of that control on the game at all in this second half.
Ehrenfeld flies in. Roth ends up with the basketball on the deflection. Conrad has to take a quick three and nails it.
Going to need a lot more of those if they want to get back into this one.
Back into single digits, but only a minute left to go. Washington's going to need to get a steal or foul and hope for some missed free throws. And a timeout's going to get called by Darren Lambert. Going to try and iron things out. So if this does end in a defeat for Washington, they'll drop another game in non-conference play. They got their 9th win over Fairfield and matched their season total from last year. Lost to Mount Pleasant, so it'll be 2 on the bounce. They host Fort Madison. That is a team they, of course, defeated on the road back on January 2nd to start the year, 86-65. Name we'll talk about in that broadcast, spoiler alert, or looking ahead, I guess, is Darius Foy, who's 6'10" for Fort Madison. He did not play in that game out of the new year. He was injured. He's back from that now, and the Bloodhounds are clicking a little bit with that.
It's going to be tough to defend. I mean, CJ Swells, you think he's going to have to get a lot of PT that game. Got some length. He's one of the taller guys on the team. And I mean, when you face a guy who's 6'10", sometimes you just got to be extra physical and just eat those fouls. And Swales will be another body that can take 5 fouls in that game. You know, force him to work outside of just being taller than everyone.
Mid-Prairie's had the physicality tonight. They go back up by 11. And another steal of the ball loose. No, it does end up. No, it does. Well, it does end up in the hands of Mid-Prairie. Is ping-ponging around and eventually a foul. Went into my auctioneer. I don't know, some sort of 1920s throwback voice there.
That's awesome.
Used to have that distinction. You listen to those old-timey broadcasts. Always fun to hear. Mid-Prairie will probably dribble this one out. Washington's not going to foul, so the Golden Hawks are going to improve to 12-5 on the season. They will have Tipton up next, a team that both of these teams defeated by quite some margin earlier this year. They face Regina Catholic, then go to Fairfield, flash in the SEC play. So some winnable ones coming up for the Golden Hawks. Washington will have to regroup after a 68-57 defeat for the Demons. Mid-Prairie hangs on for the win and knocks off Washington on senior night. We'll sign things off for now. We'll come back shortly with the Community First Credit Union post-game show. Once again, your final tonight, Washington 57, Mid-Prairie 68.
After the game.
Welcome back to Washington High School, where we are wrapping things up after a doubleheader between Washington and Mid-Prairie. The Demons falling in the boys' game to a good Mid-Prairie outfit, 68-57. Jack Knowlton alongside our broadcast partner, Joel Keller, who graciously filled in for Zeph Walker-El here tonight. Joel, Mid-Prairie gets 3 double-digit scores. They were led by Brooks Weber, and really it was that run that they made coming out of halftime that really stole the game away from Washington after they had a 1-point lead through 2 quarters.
Yeah, 16-4 run in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half, and that really put the Demons to sleep. I mean, they came out and they maybe missed 1 shot before the Demons called a timeout. The Demons weren't really doing too much different defensively. They were contesting pretty well, but it was just impossible for Mid-Prairie to miss, and sometimes that's where a game goes. It'll come down to 1 run, and 16-4 run, that's a 12-point swing right there. Demons lost by 11.
Nick Stone finishes the night with 21 points. It was unfortunately for naught, but he was excellent. Certainly a lot that Washington can learn heading into a stretch of some winnable games upcoming here to try and end their season on a final note. What'd you take away from them? Maybe anything positive you can glean looking forward for Washington, or something they can learn from?
Yeah, so I mean, if you're thinking positive, right, you go to Nick Stone, 7 threes. I mean, he shot about 50% from the 3-point line today, and I mean, that's what you need from your top shooter. And the form is looking great. He had a little heat check there, fadeaway 3 that didn't quite fall. Maybe one that he wants back, but he played phenomenal. It's just, I think what they need to focus on is ball security and making the right decisions there in transition, which might be number 1 for me. I mean, Drew Conrad, we know he's really good at those contested layups. He had a couple where he could have probably passed up and kicked out for an open 3 from, Nick Stone or Tate Griner in the corner. So I think those are opportunities. No matter how good you are as a driver, you got to make the right play sometimes. And I think that one could have helped them crawl back in this game.
No doubt. This is a Demons team that has not struggled in the turnover department today, but Mid-Prairie made life hard in the paint, life hard in transition, got those turnovers and runouts, and they come away with the win as a result, 68-57. That'll do it for the Community First Credit Union post-game show. We'll be back here Friday. Washington against Fort Madison. That will be the final game of the year for the girls. They'll have their senior night that night. The boys will play number 3 ranked Solon in 3A in their last game of the year at home. So 2 more boys broadcasts coming up. But come back Friday for Washington against Fort Madison. The Demons falling tonight here. Both the girls and boys games to Mid-Prairie, who takes the Washington County rivalry and that trophy back home with them. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to our great producer, Peter Camp. Joel Keller for stepping in. Our cameraman, Matt Bryan, who definitely doesn't ask for shout-outs. I'm Jack Knowlton. We will sign things off. Once again, your final earlier tonight in the girls' game, the Demons falling by a score of 61-40. The boys defeated 68-57. Thanks again for tuning in. We will see you Friday against Fort Madison.